Today's horoscope from AstroCademy, Gemini September 25, 2024. The Sun has just begun its transit of your sector of spirit and adventure, which ends a rather introspective solar cycle. This is a more outgoing phase that runs until October. In the weeks ahead, your spirit for discovery or exploration is strong, bringing a feeling of freedom and excitement. The search for experiences beyond the ordinary becomes a bigger priority in your life. This cycle brings your needs for life experience, learning, and excitement to the fore. Anything that expands your understanding of the world around you appeals greatly now. It's an excellent cycle in which to lift yourself above your usual routines, even in little ways, so that you can better consider the bigger picture. Today, you can be very focused on observing and investigating, but it's also a time for a positive and hopeful sense of the future. You could notice the worst parts of your personality or your partner rearing their ugly head today. This is because sweet Venus, our goddess planet of romance and pleasure, will clash sharply with powerhouse Pluto, the most intense of the planets. This will bring fury, vengeance, and tension out in relationships where it has been lurking beneath the shadows. Don't get sucked into any nefarious or secretive dramas or affairs. Stand in the vibrancy of your integrity. Believe in love. Know this will fade in the rearview mirror soon enough. See where a passion project may lead. There is something that fulfills you in your work life. You have a chance to see where this could lead, and the Moon in Gemini conjuncts Jupiter in Gemini and squares Saturn retrograde in Pisces. A passion project, idea, or talent could go a long way. It might become a financial avenue or even your following career path. However, you should make sure that you are being appropriately compensated for whatever work you are doing. You can love what you do and still be paid to do it. You tend to experience everything on an emotional level. Today, be receptive to the celestial atmosphere by reflecting upon how your emotions influence your health. This knowledge will help direct you in terms of diet and exercise. And it is really not that difficult. If you make the daily intake of fresh produce a goal, go to bed well before midnight, and exercise regularly, you will not only secure your good looks but also feel more emotionally balanced. The vibrations of the day are speaking about starting up a long-term activity by setting up a project. You have a great need for independence, and your autonomous nature will be encouraging you to trace a path without the help of your family and friends. Your taste for taking personal initiative means the days to come will be positive. Indeed, the period could rapidly turn out to be very promising in your sentimental life, even if you come up against some difficulties from time to time. Having the Moon in a playful and creative part of your chart today may emphasize the fun, imaginative, and adventurous aspects of life. Meanwhile, the Sun's recent return to an adventurous area just before Venus departs will sustain the spirit of adventure while maintaining her partnership with Jupiter in a playful and creative zone. However, there will be competition as Venus moves into your career sector to collaborate with planets influencing income and job opportunities. Having the Moon in your romantic sector as Venus, the planet of love, leaves an adventurous part of your chart is a chance to squeeze as much out of the final hours of her mission to bring the spirit of romance and adventure together as possible. With Jupiter staying on in your romantic sector and the Sun returning to an adventurous part of your chart just before Venus leaves, what she began they can continue. Our eyes in the sky. You may notice an emotional heaviness today, almost as if something is holding you back from fully embracing the positive energy around you. Maybe you're feeling a bit restricted, and it's harder to maintain your usual optimism. But here's the beautiful thing about moments like this. They're a chance to shift your perspective and find that silver lining. Have you ever had one of those days where everything seems like it's weighing you down, but then you remember something small that sparks a bit of hope? Sometimes, it's about consciously choosing to see the good, even when things feel tough. This could be your moment to do just that. When it comes to your health, things are looking pretty good. You're likely feeling strong and balanced, thanks to your thoughtful approach and self-control. But, just like in all areas of life, it's important not to overdo it. Think about how much better you feel when you maintain moderation, whether that's in what you eat, how much rest you're getting, or even how you manage your stress. Have you ever noticed how sticking to a balanced routine makes a huge difference? Today's cosmic reminder is to keep things in check. Sure, it's easy to go overboard, but a little self-control now can prevent burnout later. What's one thing you've noticed that makes a big impact on your overall well-being when you stick to it? Let's talk about the major cosmic shifts happening today, starting with the Sun moving into Libra, the sign of balance and harmony. This shift, along with Venus entering passionate Scorpio, sets the stage for transformation, particularly in your relationships. Libra season is all about fairness and equality, and it brings an opportunity to reflect on the balance in your life. Have you been giving too much in certain areas and not getting enough back? Or maybe it's the other way around. Perhaps you're realizing it's time to open yourself up more to receiving love and support. This is your invitation to consider how balanced your interactions feel, whether it's with friends, partners, or even colleagues. Libra's energy is all about mutual respect and reciprocity, so this is the perfect time to think about how those themes are playing out in your life. What does balance look like for you right now? Are there relationships where you're carrying more than your share of the weight? Or maybe there's someone who could use a little more attention and care from you. Reflecting on this can help bring clarity and lead to more fulfilling connections. Feel free to share your thoughts in the comments. Sometimes just talking it out can give you the clarity you need to restore balance in your relationships. While Libra invites us to seek fairness, Venus in Scorpio turns the heat up when it comes to desire and emotional depth. Scorpio's energy is intense, passionate, and transformative. If you've been craving deeper connections or a more meaningful relationship, this could be the beginning of an incredibly romantic period. But remember, Scorpio can also stir up a desire for control, which can sometimes lead to power struggles or emotional entanglements. The key here is to focus on building intimacy, not control. Have you ever noticed how relationships become richer when you're willing to be vulnerable, to truly open up, instead of trying to control how things unfold? This is a time to embrace the emotional depth that Scorpio offers, while also staying mindful of maintaining healthy boundaries. In all of this transformative energy, don't forget about moderation. Today's planetary shifts might point you to overindulge, whether it's in socializing, food, drink, or even spending. It's so easy to get caught up in the excitement and go a little overboard, but remember that balance is the key to long-term happiness. Have you ever had a time where you let yourself indulge maybe a little too much only to regret it later? We've all been there. Whether it's a shopping spree that stretches the budget or a fun night out that leaves you feeling drained the next day, overextending yourself can take a toll. Today's energy gently reminds you to enjoy life, but to do so mindfully. What's one area in your life where you could use a little more moderation? As the day unfolds, take this opportunity to reflect on the balance in your relationships, your personal well-being, and even your daily habits. Whether you're craving deeper connections or simply trying to keep things steady, today's cosmic energy is here to help you find that sweet spot between passion and peace, indulgence and restraint. Remember, growth doesn't come from control, it comes from openness, balance, and being gentle with yourself and others.